Peace, what up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It is me, STS, once again, and welcome to another simple review. I would have this review done a day or two earlier, but my phone, the iPhone's been acting up lately, but it's been doing fine because tomorrow is Wednesday, which if you want to go onto facebook.com/ or just go on facebook.com and search MWO, Marian World Order. It's a community page for Marian, or just search on Sam the Slam on YouTube, because you search Sam the Slam YouTube, you see all my channels and whatnot. I'll be the first channel. That's my channel, Sam the Slam. But out of that, let's get that hell out of the way. This next review is coming up soon because I watched this yesterday with we visited my grandma, and I got a couple more movies which I'm going back to my grandma's later on this Friday, this weekend. But I got a couple movies to watch in 3 or 4 days. And this one right here, I watched it with my wife. My wife's never seen it. Or she probably saw it a long time ago, but my grandma's never saw it. And that film it's a family film. The Big Green. Now, it's been a while since I did a family film, which I think Sky High, I think, is the only family film I think I've reviewed on the Simple Review here, I believe. Well, because, I'm not really much into family films. But now I understand. Well, when I go to my grandma, I be respectful, and I don't really like watching raunchy movies with her. I usually just like to watch the comedies and 60s or 70s. Now I'm gonna get like family films, something to watch, something to get into, because I always, me, I cover crappy or decent or kind of horror films, action, westerns. Well, not really much westerns, the comedies and whatnot. But right here we're gonna talk about The Big Green. Now this film right here, God, I didn't even get my notes ready. My dang phone. But what I can say about that is, this film is a lot. It's just one hell of a film. It's just this case with the cover. I mean, I had this on VHS, but I have a VHS player, but I don't have the control. the AVs for it or anything. And they had this, which also Heavyweights was going to be the last review, but I had to take it back. So this weekend coming up or whatnot, I'm going to rent again. And I'm going to do that review, because that's another nostalgic, because this is part of the nostalgic collection. The nostalgic views, so I'll probably post it on but this could be part of the nostalgic series, which now I think I did before, but I never really named it. But, basically the nostalgia, I'm just basically all the movies that I liked that I saw as a kid, and I'm watching it again. So I'm probably going to put those in the description of all the movies, of every review I did, and say this is part of the nostalgic series. But right here, this movie's, I don't know what year it is, really, man. I had this. I'm sorry, guys, I'm not really prepared. But, The Big Green. The stars are, the big two stars is Steve Guttenberg, or how you say his name, right? Steve Guttenberg, but he plays the secondary lead. And you have Olivia Diabo. She was the sister of the Wonder Years. She's pretty good looking, too, in here. She's old now. But, this is in 1995. This is 1995. Some of these films I feel like they're just earlier before that, 93, 94. No, this is 1995. I think that's Patrick Renna too. I believe that is Patrick Renna. Let's see if I am. If I'm right. Yes, that is Patrick Renna, the fat guy. Hilarious. He's in The Sandlot. He's also in the movie Dark Ride, a horror film, which I want to see. He's probably going to die. But you know what? He don't do much film. But as a kid watching The Sandlot, I never really watched The Sandlot. I wasn't really a fan of The Sandlot. But right here, this is about the whole plot is, it's basically in a town, and it's the smallest town in America. It's in Elma, Texas, and it basically just has them start out, with being him and a couple of his friends, which I'm not gonna name them, except I know Bug Hall, little Newt, right here. Where's he at? Right here, there he is. He was also in the Little Rascals reboot, 1995, I believe it, or whatever year it was. But they're all, the key scene in the beginning, they have a tradition before school or whatever, or in the morning, they get a bunch of Cheetos and they just go on the ground and they put it on each other and have pigeons or birds just eat off of them. And then Olivia Diabo comes in, hot as hell, beautiful, sexy as hell. She comes in, thinks the birds are attacking, like it's the birds in Hitchcock again. She squirts them all down and whatnot. Like, what the hell are you doing? Well, she's the new teacher, She's from England, from like a foreign exchange program, and she's there, and these students are just there. It's just a small city, and nobody really gives a damn about these kids very much. I mean, like the scene with what's his face said. He's like, "You're gonna have a lot of time with us. Don't waste your time with us. We're losers." She's like, "No, you're not losers." And they're like, "Oh, we're your teachers." Like, "No way," because she's high as hell. But that's basically, she basically brings up, like, later on in the film, like, this city's so depressed and so small, and there's no underdog, there's no luck in this damn thing, and like, and then he brings Steve Guttenberg in from Police Academy and whatnot. He's the deputy sheriff, and everybody looks down him kind of way, but he sees Olivia in this jumpsuit, two suit kind of thing, and he starts trying to like smit with her or whatnot, trying to flirt with her. I think she likes me. Oh, redneck and on the hicks. But well, the main point of this is this: she decides to have a soccer team, which, well, she has the ball, because in the UK and stuff it's football, but in America here it's soccer, and they had to think, this is football. No, it's soccer. And it's like, oh, no, they're right, it's soccer. It's like, oh. Well, in my country, it's football. You call it soccer. But she starts to get team up, and it's pretty cool. I enjoy the film. And then you get the one, because I'm not going to say all the damn names, but I will say the names I can remember. Katie, she's like, she runs with my sister in a way. She's like the silent, antisocial, just fuck everybody, I don't care, I'm going to do my work, or just leave me the hell alone. Well, Juan comes in, he's a Mexican, but you find out later on that he's actually legal. It's his mom not. His mom's illegal because she didn't sign papers or whatnot because her son was born here in America. But he comes in and they start playing soccer and whatnot. First, his mom doesn't want him to go because they travel. That's what they do. They don't, because she don't get caught. His mom and they have like a motorhome, and they only live so much, only for a year maybe, or a couple months or so. And his mom doesn't let him play with friends anymore because he'll get hurt because they're gonna move again. But eventually he does, and the whole team, the whole students and whatnot, the twins, Newt. Well, because Newt's the youngest here. He's because there's two classes in this school. It's the little kids and big kids, and Newt's the only one is the youngest. Where's he at? Keep on pointing. He's the youngest one. He's on the team as well, and he volunteers. And they just have it's a fun damn family film. I'm not trying to spoil it. I mean, sorry. I mean, some films I do try to spoil it. It's hard to go in depth because I hate taking notes. I'm not really good at notes. I'm not really good at that. But I mean, they go on, and then they want Steve to be the coach of the team. So he's basically the big coach, and Olivia Diabo's character. She's the assistant. But I mean, they go on. But the team, Katie's dad is like my father. My father's an alcoholic, and he sits and drinks all the time. And Katie just says to her, like, it seemed like, I'm going to leave. They took one away, because they found out she was illegal, and so the deputy, Steve Guttenberg's character, he tells her to just go off, and the people get pissed off. The kids go, like, what the hell, Really. And then they got their suits done. They were having fun. And then my favorite scene in this whole film is when the whole families are together in the mud. Because there was time to leave and it was raining. They're practicing and it starts raining. Oh, you can stop us. So you have to come and get it from us, And now the family and the music, we're going to get you. Well, that's at the ending, but I like how all the families were in the mud, falling down, having fun, and enjoying themselves. You don't see that much in families these days. Because that was a real key, like a scene with them all in the mud and whatnot. Well, they won some games and whatnot, but it all accumulates to the very ending, which I all talked about, and it's against the Knights. Now, he is the goalie here, and every time the goalie comes up, which one of the things I like is that he's scared, and he thinks it's the soccer team, and in his mind that they're monsters, like there's Terminators, and it has a scene of the soccer team like, here we go, like trying to do a terrible Arnold Schwarzenegger thing. And then he did the Ninjas, and he did The Living Dead, which The Living Dead looked like mommies, in my opinion. But then Olivia Diabo, the coach, Mrs. Sexy, we'll call her Mrs. Sexy, she said, why don't you be a part of him, be a monster with him. So what he becomes at the very last point, because one comes back, You find his mom, that Steve Guttenberg's character, the deputy, is sponsoring her. She's getting a lawyer, and they brought Juan back. And they call him Juan on here. I thought it was his name is Juan. But he comes back, and they end up tying the game, and then they had to do penalty kicks. And they all get them done except what's-his-face. There's my phone. One of them misses, but the Knights, because it's Knights, it goes up to him. And he misses some of them. He's the goalie, but the last point, it's their star player, because the coach on the Knights team knows Steve, the deputy or whatever, and they have a history, rivalry. And if he wins, he gets a kiss from Miss Sexy. If he loses, he kisses their goat, who's painted up in green, by the way, at the end. And his son misses it because he becomes a monster himself, which he has an Indian wig or whatever they're called. I don't know what they're called. My bad. I'm not trying to be racist or anything. Whatever the earwig, whatever the hell hat thing. And he has like all the parts, like part Terminator and part Mummy and all this crap. And I really enjoy it. Everything was hilarious. And then it's all up. It's all up for Newt. Newt's he's the last one to do it. He's the very last one to do it. He's a little kid. And he does this, doing the penalty kicks. And he gets it. So all hope for him, and that's fucking awesome. So that's how it ends. Good family fan. They get the damn championship. They get a whole fucking billboard. The whole town's into it. Like, the town was born as hell. But once this team came up and was created, the whole town was fucking with them. So, but my last string, do I recommend this film? Yes, I recommend this film all the way for your families and kids. And sorry, kids, that I'm cussing on here. My bad. But it's an amazing movie. Go check it out. A+ on the way. Recommend it. Yes, rent, buy it, whatever you can. Download it, whatever you can do. The Big Green. Check it out for more if you want to see it. I'm not spoiling the rest of it, which I already did anyway. But I'm out of here. Check it out again. Big